Hi, I'm Dan Costa here with Matt Murray, and you are watching PCMag Live. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about the top tech news of the day. We're going to pull one cool thing off the shelf in the lab and get to some of your reader questions. But let's kick it off with the big news of the day, and that's that the Bitcoin exchange Mt. Gox is going into bankruptcy because they've lost about 750,000 of their Bitcoins, or their clients' Bitcoins. The street value of 750,000 Bitcoins at the moment, about $473 million gone. This is the danger with Bitcoin, isn't it, Matt?
This is, and this is one of the reasons that I'm really glad today I am not personally invested in Bitcoins. It's a huge amount of money, obviously. It's all due to a technical error that sort of opened up the way for people to make fraudulent withdrawals. It's really terrible. But it's one of the dangers with virtual currencies is, you know, now that this has happened, where do you go to remedy the problem?
Yeah, congratulations. You have an unregulated financial currency that exists totally outside the banking system. And as a result, there's no oversight, no regulation. The chairman of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, was just questioned in front of Congress about this. And she said, look, there's not a whole lot we can do. This is outside of our purview. We have no authority here.
And that's one of the big selling points of Bitcoin from the very beginning. It's really too bad because Mt. Gox was basically one of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges, handled more than 80% of all the Bitcoin trades, and now it's just gone.
Yeah.
So
amazing. And this is not the first time this has happened, and I don't think it's going to be the last.
No, it's not the last.
Also in the news, we've got this report out. The Snowden leaks keep coming out. Now a report published in The Guardian shows that GCHQ, which is the British version of the NSA in cooperation with the NSA, has been spying on Yahoo Messenger chats and capturing information. And it turns out when you spy on Yahoo Messenger chats, you get to see a lot of dirty bits because people use these chats to show naked pictures, and the intelligence agencies are evidently collecting thousands and thousands of these.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they did it too. They were able to get one frame every 5 minutes or something, so you had no way of knowing when it was going to happen. And they don't have absolutely everything that was done, but the really kind of chilling part about it is that these are people who weren't even suspected of a crime or who weren't under surveillance themselves. It's just sort of a bunch of random people.
It's just, again, the blanket surveillance. 1.8 million users had their conversations and their pictures captured in this particular dragnet.
Yeah, and Yahoo's claiming they didn't know anything about it, which is certainly good for them. But wow, it's really kind of scary when you find out exactly how much government spy agencies can know about you. I don't use Yahoo myself, but I would be terrified that any of my emails or my phone calls could. I don't think. I
mean, this is a Yahoo. This particular story is about Yahoo, but I don't think that this is limited to Yahoo. I think you have to assume that other services have also been penetrated. And then finally, on a lighter note, a much lighter note, Warner Brothers has reportedly bought the rights to Minecraft and is going to make a Minecraft movie. This seems like a ridiculous idea, but when you look at the Lego movie that just came out, which is an enormous success and a really great movie.
I loved it.
You know, maybe they could do something good with Minecraft too.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a blockbuster for sure. Nice. But really, the thing about Minecraft is it's really popular. The game has sold more than 35 million copies. There are 100 million registered users, and people love it. Max Eddy, one of our software analysts here, has written a ton of stories about it. There are all sorts of things you can do with it. So this is really prime material to make a creative movie along the lines of Lego. Now, certainly it's not going to be the same as the Lego movie, but there's a lot of opportunity there. And who knows what could happen with this. Now, the movie's just getting started, so it'll be next year at the absolute earliest before we see anything. But this is really exciting. I'm kind of interested in this. So, I don't know.
We'll check it out. We'll keep an eye on it. You can get more on all those stories on PCMag.com. Now it's time for a reader question. You can send us questions in the comment section on YouTube. You can send us Twitter, direct messages. You can send us email. You could send us just plain old postal mail too, and we will answer your questions live on air. Matt, you've got a question today. Pretty technical question.
Fairly technical. Yeah, this is from Charles Beckler, who responded to the show that Samara and I did the other day, asking about personal cloud devices. He's looking for a recommendation. He wants to be able to set up something so that the grandparents can view photos, they can move them easily around the network and stuff. And Samara suggested the transporter device, which lets you have several devices all with their own data that can then replicate with each other and share them among them that way. It's sort of a hardware Dropbox solution, but one of the things that Samara recommends is actually using Dropbox for this. That's one of the most convenient ways that I've found to share photos, documents, things like that, and to keep them all up to date all the time. So if you want a hardware solution, the transporter is a good way to go. MyCloud from Western Digital is another good option. It's one Charles asked about. But software you have everywhere. For the most part, it's not going to cost you too much, and it's about the most convenient way there is to do it, I think. So yeah, something like Dropbox or OneDrive would be a good way to go if you want to share photos with a lot of people.
Very cool. Now it's time for one cool thing. Every year we test thousands of products here in our lab in New York City. Every day we take one thing off the shelf and show it to you live. Today that thing is the new Dell Venue 11-inch tablet. And this is our new EC for business tablets. This runs full Windows 8.1. Obviously you just saw me detach it from the keyboard. The keyboard is sold separately. But basically this is finally the promise of Windows being available for business users. You take one device, you can use it at your desk, you can use it at home, you carry it everywhere.
Yeah, it's terrific, and one of the best parts about it is it has 9 hours of battery life off of the keyboard dock, but when you count the keyboard dock, it has 18 hours, which is certainly, you know, almost a full day of real time, but it's 2 days of business time or maybe even more.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of options here, and it only costs $499, so it's going to be affordable for just about anybody, and it's a 10.8-inch screen with full 1080p HD resolution, so there's a lot of good reasons to have this.
For $500 for just the tablet, just the Surface, that's very iPad, it's very similar to the iPad pricing.
Yeah.
And then the great thing is this dockable keyboard is actually fantastic. It's like a really functional keyboard. It's not, you know, this is something you could get real work done with.
Yeah, that looks like something I would not freak out about using, which is tough to find with keyboards.
Yeah. So again, great product. You can read the full review on PCMag.com. This is our new editor's choice for business class Slate tablets. Great device, and you can definitely encourage you to check out the full review. Brian Westover did a great job with it. That is PCMag Live for today. Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can leave us comments in the YouTube section down below, and also send us tweets, emails, Facebook shares. We appreciate it. Tune in next week for a brand new show.